Hey guys, how's it going? Here are your daily fantasy baseball matchups for August 17th, 2020. First game I'm going to go over is Seattle Mariners at Los Angeles Dodgers, Justin Dunn versus Ross Stripling. I like Stripling as a guy to acquire today in your matchups, but besides that, there's no meaningful data to go over for this game. The next game is San Francisco Giants at Los Angeles Angels, the lefty Tyler Anderson versus the righty Griffin Canning. I think Canning's an interesting choice to pick up today, and Tyler Anderson is a guy you fade. For this Angels lineup, I like Justin Upton going against the lefty, who has 1 home run and 3 plate appearances versus Tyler Anderson. There's no other hitters of note in these games except for Mike Trout and Anthony Rendon. Next game is Oakland Athletics at Arizona Diamondbacks. Chris Bassett versus the pitcher Zach Gallen, who has no data versus this Oakland Athletics lineup. Hitters I like today for the Athletics are the top at Ketel Marte, Cole Calhoun, and Eduardo Escobar. And definitely take a look at Zach Gallen today to add. He's been on fire. Next game is Colorado Rockies at Houston Astros. No data available for either pitcher, Kyle Freeland and Brandon Bellick. I would take a look at Kyle Freeland though because Houston Astros have still struggled against lefties this far. Next game up is San Diego Padres at Texas Rangers. Zach Davies versus Jordan Lyles. Todd Frazier in 8 plate appearances has 2 homers against Zach Davies, and so does Derek Dietrich in 13 plate appearances. So definitely take a look at them. And for the Padres, we have Tommy Pham and Eric Hosmer, each with a home run in their career versus Jordan Lyles. Hosmer hit a home run yesterday. He continues to stay hot. Definitely take a look at Hosmer in not just your DFS, but in your fantasy leagues, because he's definitely being underrated if he's not added yet. He should be must-own in every fantasy league. Next game up is the second game of the day for the Cubs and the Cardinals. They have a game going on earlier that we'll cover the pitchers in that game. Kansas City Royals at Minnesota Twins, the rookie Chris Bubic versus Matt Wisler. No matchup data for the Twins versus Bubic, but for the Royals versus Wisler, Miguel Franco and Ryan McBroom have each homered. So take a look at them to pick up today versus Wisler in Minnesota. Next matchup we have today, Detroit Tigers at Chicago White Sox. The lefty Matthew Boyd versus the lefty Gio Gonzalez. This White Sox lineup has hit lefties hard, or at least they've hit Boyd hard with crazy OPS at the top. Eloy with 3 home runs and 11 at-bats. Cheslor Cuthbert with 1 home run and 22 at-bats. Jose Abreu with 2 and 35 at-bats. I would look at all of these White Soxers at the top: Eloy, Jose Abreu, Luis Robert, James McCann the catcher, Tim Anderson, and Edwin Encarnacion. I would not take a look at Matthew Boyd. I would take a look at Gio Gonzalez. And hitters for the Tigers, Victor Reyes. He's been good so far. Austin Romine with a homer. Besides that, there are not too many guys I can ever suggest to you from this Detroit lineup. Next game up, New York Mets at Miami Marlins. Robert Gsellman with his second start of the year versus Jordan Yamamoto. Gsellman won't be going deep today, so don't expect to pick him up. Brian Anderson is definitely a guy to look out for this Marlins team. Same with Francisco Cervelli. You're not going to be picking up Logan Forsythe or anyone else really. Not a lot of power on this Marlins team. For this Mets lineup, we have Brandon Nimmo at the top, Michael Conforto. I would love to suggest Pete Alonso, but he's to continue to stay cold. McNeil is injured, and J.D. Davis has not hit Yamamoto well. I'm going to say again, take a look at the lefty Dom Smith today going against the righty Yamamoto. It seems like Dom Smith has secured everyday playing time in that DH/first base role. Also, interesting enough, Luis Guillorme, not going to give you power. I don't know where he fits in. I don't think he's too much of a DFS guy, but I guess he fits more in the category of if you need a really cheap budget player that you can count on to get a start. Luis Guillermo seems to be getting a lot of at-bats. He's cheap. He'll get some hits. He's not going to get you a lot of home runs or any home runs, really. Really just a slap hitter that goes opposite field. But, if you need a cheap guy to save money for your pitchers, take a look at Luis Guillermo. Next game we have today, Washington Nationals at Atlanta Braves. Anibal Sanchez versus Touki Toussaint. Not too many hitters I really like today for the Braves. Anibal Sanchez with the righty going on the mound. Pretty righty-heavy lineup for this Braves with Ozuna, Freeman, and Acuna all being righties. That is, Acuna did hit the DL, though. Not too much success either versus Anibal Sanchez for any of these Braves hitters. Edwin Inciarte and Johan Camargo at the top. 2 home runs for Tyler Flowers, 1 home run for Adam Duvall, so keep them in mind today. Tyler Flowers, the catcher, and the outfielder, Adam Duvall. For this Nationals lineup, we have Juan Soto at the top with a home run versus Touki Toussaint, Adam Eaton, Howie Kendrick with OPSs over 1,000, and it drops off quickly after that. So keep your eye on Howie Kendrick and Adam Eaton for value today in that Nationals lineup. But I'm going to take a look at Touki Toussaint because this Nationals lineup has not hit righties too well. This is teams versus righties today. Sort it by weighted runs created plus. We can sort by OPS if we want. And if you see the national team, bottom 3 for teams versus righties today in OPS. A lot better at walking. They're just not getting power against these righty hitters. No pop against these righty hitters. So don't avoid Touki too much. I know I suggested him and he got shelled by the Yankees, but I think there's prospect pedigree with Touki. I think Touki will figure it out one day and be an established number 2 to 4 guy in a rotation. I think he has ace upside and he has downside 5th starter, but I think Touki's a solid option. I think he's bound to figure it out eventually. Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees. Martin Perez, the lefty, going against the lefty, Jordan Montgomery. Hitters today for this Yankees lineup that are down Judge and Stanton once again. Clint Frazier, Gio Urshela. Homers for Voit and Urshela so far against Martin Perez. No one else has a homer. Let's take a look at Gary Sanchez, hoping to stay hot. Aaron Hicks. Can't suggest Brett Gardner going against the lefty. And for this Red Sox lineup, you got Michael Chavez, Christian Vasquez, and Devers with a home run in their careers versus Jordan Montgomery. Definitely take a look at Christian Vasquez and Michael Chavez. Next game up, Toronto Blue Jays at Baltimore Orioles. Hyun-Jin Ryu versus Alex Cobb, lefty versus righty. 1 home run for Pat Velake in 7 plate appearances on the Orioles. And for this Blue Jays, sorry about that. Blue Jays, thought Travis Shaw was still with the Brewers. For this Blue Jays lineup, no homers in their career versus Hyun-Jin Ryu. And not a lot of data in this matchup at all. Only 7 total batters. So not too much to talk about there. Last game I'm going to go over, first game of the day. St. Louis Cardinals at Chicago Cubs. Kwon Him Kim, who was in the bullpen for the Cardinals, now making a start. That's pretty interesting. Don't know if that's an opener. I think he's actually starting. He started when he was in another league, Japan or Korea. And Kyle Hendricks, the ace of the Cubs, going against the Cardinals. Definitely take a look at Kendricks today if this matchup is available in any contests. And if any of these hitters are available, once again, this Cardinals team wasn't playing, so it's very hard to make any notes about them. But take a look at Dylan Carlson. Not too many hitters of interest in this Cardinals lineup. They really have to work on that lineup. Maybe they should have kept Ozuna. And I'll take a look at Ryu today, the lefty versus the Orioles, because they have been good against lefties, but Ryu is a veteran, and they can't be that good against lefties the whole year. If we look at the split leaderboards, the Orioles have been they've regressed already against lefties. They were at like 130 a couple days ago. So the Orioles are not a bad option today for Hyun-Jin Ryu. You want to stream maybe Jordan Montgomery versus his Boston lineup. You want to take the lefty going against Houston. Take the lefty going against Detroit. Gio Gonzalez, I think. And take Kyle Freeland. That's why I like Kyle Freeland a lot today going against Texas. Even though it's in Coors, this Texas lineup has been so cold. They've been so cold. Take Kyle Freeland today. Don't be scared of Coors. Take him. And that's it for today, guys. Good luck and have a good one.